practice already with it. They're pretty standard, right? The biggest thing that we're going to kill everyone with is opening them up to stab them with the down spear, right? The best way to do that 90% of the time is going to be faking their left hand, because almost everyone blocks with their left hand, right? So we're either going to do that, their left hand is either a shield, another sword, whatever it is. We are going to fake their left hand here and stab straight through the center opening, right? Super basic. I have a feeling we've all probably done that 100 times, minus maybe you. Yeah. We can, when we look at it, we can do it a little bit, right? The second fake, that's real basic. And the nice thing, so when we go over this, the nice thing about these is to remember, this fake does not need to be in range to hit someone, right? I do not need to be sitting close enough that I can actually hit your arm, right? Because what happens is I go, and from right there, it's enough to have someone flinch up a little bit, and I can drive through. One of the things I teach about fakes is a lot of times, if you'll grab a shield real quick for me. So if he's fighting right here, something to remember is if he doesn't move at all, I have that pocket with my left sword, right? He doesn't move at all. So when I fake, something to remember is I don't necessarily need him to move his shield up there. All I need is for him not to move his shield down there. So if I can get just enough of a fake to be like, ha, and just stab, that's all I need, okay? So think about that when you're doing stuff. When you see pockets that are open, you don't need to move something, you need him not to move, right? And that's with everything, all right? So, the second thing is going to be our standard shot we're going to use is everyone is scared of the down spear. You stab them once or twice with the down spear, they're going to be starting to block it, all right? With this shot, I normally like to switch stances beforehand. You do not have to, okay? It's nice to have both, where you're sitting there faking, and then you step in and throw over, right? But because of the range difference, it's easier if I'm going to switch to my right foot forward, okay? So second standard is I'm going to step in, I'm going to fake like this, and I'm going to throw over, okay? With both of these fakes, the moment after I hit, boom, boom, I'm going to want to immediately step and project my guard out this way, okay? As we're going to talk about, lateral movement is massive in down spear, right? And the reason for that being is if I am sitting here with him and I want to use lateral movement, right? If I step this way, he easily can counter step, right? So I step this way, you step that way, whatever, right? This is real easy just to play around with lateral and change, right? The beauty of down spear is for him to close this gap, he has to commit with a forward movement, right? And as he commits to a hard forward movement, he cannot easily counter my step to the right, right? So as long as we're both still, like in a sword and board fight, we can sit here, pace around each other all the time. But if I step in and he wants to block and come in at me, he must take a committed step, which means my lateral step does huge stuff, right? So we're gonna look at that. But for right now, let's do the basic shots, all right? So let me see it real quick just to make sure we're all on the right page. I think this will be pretty quick. Probably do it on each other, just a little bit light. So once again, we're gonna throw up here and stab in, all right? We're gonna fake down here and throw over, and do it out of both feet, just so I can see that you're comfortable with both feet, right?